Well, various political organizations are marching to the union buildings in Pretoria today. The organizations are calling for a permanent ceasefire and an end to Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories. For more on this story, let's bring in our SABC News reporter, Ntlantla. Kgatlhane. Ntlantla, good morning to you. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Talk to us about the march. Which organizations are there and prominent individuals that you see in attendance?
Well, a very good day to you, Naledi. Indeed, coming to you right here in front of the union buildings in Pretoria, where various political organizations and civic organizations, like you already said, have gathered here to hand over a memorandum intensifying their call with regards to the conflict that is happening in the Middle East. But with me here, I'm with Ali Komape, who is who's the spokesperson rather of Africa for Palestine, who's just going to talk to us with regards to these various political parties together with other organizations that have gathered here. We know that there have been a couple of marches that have been taking place, calling for ceasefire with regards to the conflict in the Middle East. Thank you so much, Mr. Komape. Talk to us. You guys have gathered here. We know that there have been marches. As an organization, together with others, do you feel that marches, gatherings such as this, are making an impact? And just take us through, what are your demands or what are you calling for today?
Of course, demonstrations like this from civil society, from the ordinary citizens and populace of the world have an impact. We know this from our own history in South Africa, when people took the streets in London, in New York and other parts of world cities demanding the end to apartheid. We're here with several organizations, political parties, NGOs and other civil society organizations calling for an immediate ceasefire of all casualties in Palestine and Gaza in particular. Since the end of the pause of the genocide, there's been a resumed genocide that is even much more worse. We're looking at hundreds who died in the past couple of days, and we are calling for a government, the government of Israel-Hamas, to pressure the United States in particular through diplomatic channels, through other international organizations like the United Nations, to pressure the United States and the administration of Biden to implement or to force a ceasefire in Gaza.
Since our arrival here, we've seen a couple of people, and like I already said, that like the question that I just posed to you in terms of the impact of such marches, we have seen that you guys have various organizations, but it looks like the turnout is not that, at this moment, it's not that impressive for the cause that you guys are on.
We think that people generally, because they are human beings, get tired. In the past month, there have been a lot of demonstrations in South Africa, including this one. Even yesterday, there were demonstrations throughout the country. So the turnout is not that good, but it's simply because there are other demonstrations elsewhere. And of course, we expect much more people to join us here. This is a result of a global conference that was held in Johannesburg, the 5th Global Convention in Solidarity with Palestine. So it's not only South Africans here, but there's a number of international people, international organizations, international dignitaries who will join us in giving our memorandum of demands to the president and to the government of South Africa.
What do you think can be done more, to just increase, the voice of organizations throughout the globe with regards to their position on this conflict in the Middle East?
For example, South Africans have been calling for the expulsion of the Israeli ambassador for a number of years, over a decade now, closing of diplomatic channels. It was because primarily of South Africa's actions to pressure our government that we do not have an Israeli ambassador now, today here in South Africa. We do not have a South African ambassador to Israel. We do not have a diplomatic staff in Israel. So actions like this in South Africa is an example to other organizations and to other people in the world that civil pressure works and it gives results. We here in South Africa can see the results. We can see we don't have an ambassador. We see we don't have a diplomatic office of the apartheid Zionist regime of Israel in our country. And we think if they follow through our steps, they can achieve the same in their countries.
Thank you so much. Now, lady, that was Ali Komape, the spokesperson rather of Africa for Palestine, talking to us with regards to the reasons why, they continue not tiring. Today they are in the Union building to hand over a memorandum to just state their position with regards to the conflict in the Middle East. With that being said, it's back to you in studio.
Ntlantla bringing us that story there. Ntlantla Kgatlhane is, of course, our reporter. And those marches continuing in various parts of the country, really, over the past few days. And I'm sure they'll be going on over the next few days. We'll keep bringing you some of those demonstrations.